Howdy guys, Bookie Laura here. 2018 is finally here. I'm very excited. I feel like this year has got to be my year, so roll on 2018. I'm very excited about you. As I do every year, I decided to set myself some reading goals this year, and I thought I'd just talk you through them. Some of them are to do with the books I want to read, some of them are more to do with my channel, but I'm just going to give you a brief idea. And actually, I'm not going to lie, it's quite selfish. I find that if I make a video about my goals, then firstly, I'm more likely to stick to them, and secondly, I quite enjoy looking back on it at the end of the year and seeing how I've done. So yeah, I'm doing this for really selfish reasons, but if you want to come along for the ride, you're more than welcome. Now, ordinarily I've only set myself a really small number of goals, but this year I've decided to set a few more, I think. I think that's because I'm reading more and actually I'm getting more involved with my channel and making changes, so I think it's a really positive thing that I want to do more. One thing that I always try and do though is keep them really completely manageable and attainable, so I try not to set myself up to fail. I try and set myself things that are going to encourage me to perhaps broaden my horizons, do things slightly differently, but equally not something that I'm going to fail in February and then give up on. So let's keep them manageable. So let's go. So goal number one is I want to continue what I did last year, and that is to read for pleasure. To not get sucked into reading things because I think I should, or that's what a good reader would do, but actually to read for pleasure. And I think that this year, over 2017, I've come to know myself more as a reader and developed quite sort of more niche interests. So I've become really into middle grade fiction, and the fiction that then can be read by the children in my class, and also science fiction. So I haven't read as much science fiction as I would like over the past year, so that's something I really want to increase, but also to really develop that middle grade fiction, to really help me to inspire reading in younger children. So I want to get to grips with more of it so that I can share that with children. In terms of my channel, I'm really interested in becoming more creative, possibly. I mean, not creative because I have no creative ability at all, but to not just do run-of-the-mill boring videos. So I don't think that I'm going to do any TBRs. I'm going to focus more on the content that I want to produce, and perhaps sometimes accept that less is more. And if I only do a video a week, that is fine, as long as it's a video that I want to make. So I want to do more videos I want to make. So less TBRs, more discussions, maybe a few more creative ideas that I may or may not steal from other people, but I mean, that's okay. Another thing that I'm really keen to do this year is keep more up to date with new releases. I always get excited at the end of the year when you see people voting for books, well, the best books of 2017, and on Goodreads you have the People's Choice or whatever it's called, and I always really get downhearted when I realise that I haven't read any of those books. I mean, this year I'd read one, I think, maybe two, and that was disappointing. And it's, you know, it's not that I'm massively into new releases, but I want to increase my sort of awareness of them. So one plan I have is kind of to do videos regarding new releases in middle grade fiction and new releases in general, but also to try and read a new release every month. I mean, that's quite cool. I have some vouchers set aside that I can use to pay for them, so it might be quite nice to read some stuff that's newly released, to get on the bandwagon, to drive the excitement or whatever. I also want to get to grips more with my library. Now, I've always been a big library fan. I go to the library a lot. However, we've recently moved towns, and I feel like we have our local library now is really, really small. So one thing that I want to do is use the library to get more kind of surprise books. So ordinarily when I go, I know what I want, I pick it up. So to go, see what they've got on display, see what they've got out, and try and be inspired by that. So more library surprises. I want to read less arcs. Now, that's not a massive criticism of them. I mean, I've read some fantastic arcs. One of my arcs this year was the best book one of my favourite books. It was in my top 5, so it's a good thing. But I think sometimes I'm not getting through the books on my shelf because I have new books coming in. And I think it's quite typical that when you realise you can get free books if you review them, that's quite exciting. But actually, there are so many books that I want to read in this world that I'm not going to stop getting arcs. If there's one I'm really interested in, then I will ask for it, request it, read it. But I want to be less bogged down in it and have more time to do this, because there are so many books there I want to read. And then last but not least, one thing that I'm quite interested in doing is tracking my reading. I see a lot of people when they set goals talk about wanting to read more diversely. Sure, whatever, if that is a cracking goal, if you want to do that, I don't, because I have no idea really how diverse my reading already is. So one of the things that I thought would be really cool is to track it in more detail. I've seen out there some sort of Google spreadsheets that you can use that look at, what's the gender of the author or country of origin and that sort of thing, and I thought that would just be quite cool to look in more detail at the reading that I'm doing, get some amazing stats, and then perhaps use that to make some changes for the year after. So if anybody knows of a really good spreadsheet that I can use to track my reading, then please let me know, because I haven't found one yet. I just want to be able to track those sort of different things, maybe different genres, different author info, stuff like that. So I feel like this is the largest number of reading goals that I've ever set, but I feel generally quite excited by it. I think that they're not difficult goals, they are getting me excited. So just to summarise for you, I want to read for pleasure a lot more, and I want to read more science fiction and middle grade literature. I want to make more fun videos, make videos I enjoy making. I want to become more aware of new releases. I want to use my library more, perhaps to get some surprises. I want to read less arcs, or be more selective in the arcs that I read, and I want to track the books that I read over the course of the year. So those are my goals, 6 of them. I think I set 2 last year and 2 the year before, so 6 is huge, but hopefully I will achieve them all. I mean, I don't think they're that difficult, but we'll see. Let me know what your reading goals are for 2018, and if we have any similarities, maybe we can push each other or motivate each other to stick to them. I hope that 2018 has got off to a cracking start for you. I'm excited about it. It's going to be a good year. I always get this way at New Year. I think lots of people do, but you know, it's got to be a good year. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.